Okay. All right. So welcome you all to this UiPath business analyst session, right? So more than calling UiPath business analyst session, let us call this RPA business analyst, right? So you all are going to become RPA business analyst in 4 weeks. Okay. So that is the expectation. And having said that, so we have a proper syllabus and proper plan to execute this the this option. Okay, so as a if you want to become an RPA business analyst, the expectation is you don't need to know anything already. So if you have some IT experience, that is well and good, and any kind of experience that you have worked even in a child care or anywhere if you work as a sales professional, in a kind of a business settings you have worked, and know a little bit of enterprise, that is more than enough for this course. So there is absolutely no expectation from your side, and no programming skills, nothing. So the basic expectation is a little bit of literate in the Word document, MS Word and Microsoft Excel is more than enough for at this point of time. Okay, so you will be attending a certification called UiPath Certified Business Analyst. Right, so if you go to UiPath site, you can find this certification link. So here, you can see the syllabus, the UiPath implementation methodology, RPA fundamentals, and process discovery, process analysis, UiPath, UAT planning, deployment and hypercare, UiPath platform, and some UiPath related solutions. But nothing to worry, everything we'll be covering in depth in this course.
Hi,
Okay.
Rajneesh.
Hey, hi Isha, welcome. How are you?
Yes, Rajneesh, I will attend the class in the middle of that. Somebody come to my house.
Okay.
So is it fine or
Yeah,
you
that
record
is
the session?
absolutely. Yeah, I just start the session. Okay. So
Okay, I just maybe 8 o'clock in the middle of the session I will come.
okay, no
So I
problem. You
just
will get the
let you know.
recording. It's all good.
But I will join definitely.
Yeah. Feel free to on and off. It's okay. It's
Okay,
absolutely fine.
thanks a lot. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello,
Who's that?
sister.
Sumiti, Sumitra, who's that?
Hi,
Hi,
Isha.
I'm Sumitra.
Hi, Isha.
Yeah.
Hi
So
everyone. I join later. So
yeah. So you all are,
Hi.
you four, just four of you. You four are going to become the business analyst, right? So it is a huge expectation from me, and there is a lot of expectation from your side as well. And it's a pretty much easy course. Okay. And we are going to transform your career completely using this.
Mm.
So you no
Yeah.
need to have no expectations, but feel free to go on and off, no problem. You get the recording, but only thing is go through this recording again. Okay, so at any point of time, if you don't understand anything, if you have any doubts, stop me there itself, and let us clarify and then move forward. Okay, and yeah, so that is now the first little bit of instructions, before to get started. And if you don't understand, say, any words or terminologies, if it is difficult to understand, just write it down and then we can clarify it, right? So this is the syllabus that we are going to cover, but you don't want to go through each and everything, but my syllabus will pretty much cover everything. Okay, so for today's class, it will be only RPA and RPA, introduction to RPA and introduction to business analyst is the today's agenda. Okay, so for RPA business analyst, so I written that success starts within you. So you should really believe that in 4 weeks you can become this RPA business analyst. So if you trust that you can become, yeah, definitely you will become. That's it. So it starts today. So it starts within you. So we start with the introduction and to RPA and automation, right? So when we talk about automation and RPA, so we will be learning a lot of things in that. So you need to understand what is automation first, what is RPA, and you will be also hearing about digital transformation. So these three things we'll be talking again and again in the entire course. Okay, so it will be used across everywhere, right? So So what is RPA? First of all, you have any idea what is RPA?
Robotic process automation.
Yeah, good. That is the expansion of RPA. Very good.
Yeah. So from my understanding, the way RPA developer will create bot,
Yeah.
and those bot will work 24/7
Mhm.
according to that command.
Okay.
So as a business analyst, our responsibility will be like making the bridge between technology and business.
Okay.
That's the business analyst part, as per my
Right.
understanding.
Okay. Yeah. So it's okay. Whatever you understand is also correct. But there is still more to that. Okay. It's not only between the business and the developers, but it is beyond that. Okay. And anybody else, you have any idea what is RPA other than robotic process automation?
Yeah, it is a software inside the computer that do the process, that automates the process.
Okay,
Business
so
process.
okay, so you are saying it's a robot that automates digital process.
Hmm.
Okay, how about Sumitra?
Yeah, I'll go with Sumati here.
Oh,
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No, you just need to try. That's it. So
Yeah,
so okay, let us a little bit expand on that. So RPA, there are three words within that. So one is robotic, one is process, and another is automation, right? So there are three terms into that. So the very important term is automation, right? Automation and process. So if you understand that, rest of the things are easy. So automation of process is anything that is in the business process, right? So if you are running a business, right, any business, the individual business or enterprise business, whatever it is, so it will have a process, right? Any business you consider, even a child care, right, or even a small petty shop, right? So that also has a process. They have a inventory, and they purchase order, and then they sell the product, right? And then they see the accounts. So everything has a process in it. So if you see that process, most of them are already manual, right? In most of the business, it is a manual process, right? It doesn't matter whether it is a manual process or automation. Process is always a process, any business process. So it has a sequence of steps, right? We call that as a procedure, right? So when you have a sequence of steps or a procedure, so it is called as a process. So if you have that process, either it can be done manually or can be done automatically. So if you're automating that process, so if a person can or is able to purchase a product online, right? So we are just automating that project. So he's able to do it automatically from a website. So you want to purchase something from a shop or buy a pizza tonight, right? So what you can do, either you can go pick the order, go to the pizza shop and get the pizza and come to home, or you can do the delivery, so somebody can deliver to your home. So there is some automation. Using your mobile, you are just ordering the product and you are getting it into your home, right? So there is some process, it is already automated, but still there are a lot of manual process also inside. So you can see more than 50% of that process is automated in the pizza ordering, right? So in the mobile, you are ordering everything, but still some manual process also there. Some people is coming, manual intervention, some person is coming and delivering in person, right? So that is a manual process. So anyway, it is a process, but when we are say automation, so we are automating that process. So that is called automation. But what is robotic process automation? So without the intervention of human, so the robot will do the work. So the pizza delivery will not be a correct example. So as Sumati told, it is a software that resides within the computer, right? So that will automate. So anything happening within a computer or a system, so if that is automatically done using a software, that is called robotic process automation. Okay. So now do you understand what is RPA or robotic process automation?
Yep.
Okay. So you can tell many example on that. So it is a technology that allows computer software, right, or a robots that resides within the computer to mimic actions. Okay, so it will actually repeat the same actions whatever we do. That is, we call that we will mimic the actions. It is typically performed by humans. So whatever the human is performing in a computer, the robots also, or the computer software, right, can also perform the same actions. It can repeat the same actions performed by the human. So using a technology that is called robotic process automation. See, that is a simple definition. The technology that allows computer software to mimic human actions typically performed by humans is the simple definition. Even if you want more simplistic definition, what you can tell is, just automation of work using digital robots or computer software. Okay, automation of just work, automation of work using digital robots or computer robots or software applications. That is, the most simplest definition I can tell you. So anybody ask you, what is RPA? It is called robotic process automation expansion, and automation of work using digital robots, period. Done. That's it, right? So in an interview also you can say the same thing and everybody will accept with that. So we are helping humans, right? So there are so many advantages in that. So why we want to do RPA? So in another, so we want to go one step back before even going into a RPA, right? So these businesses, they are actually, we need to talk about digital transformation. So if somebody asks digital transformation to you, you need to explain a bit more about, what is digital transformation, right? So digital transformation, any processes in an enterprise, so we use computer software to digitally transform, right? So it is not only the system, it is also the people. So people and the systems together transforming the process digitally, right? So that is called digital transformation. So people also need to change. So take an example of childcare. Today many people work there manually, doing lot of entry in a paper, right? So all the student, all the child details and all the logistic details, everything they write in a records in a paper manually, right? So that is a process. So if you want to digitally transform that child care, so someone need to invent a system there. So instead of writing in a paper, so you invent a software. So somebody create a software for you to enter all the details and get the signature in an iPad or your mobile phones, and then it is getting attached to the system. So in the Excel sheet or some kind of applications, web application or mobile apps, it is getting transformed into a automatic system, right? I'm not talking about RPA here. It is transforming your existing process into a digital process using software applications. Okay, any child care or a petty shop or a pizza shop, anything they need, if they want to digitally transform their business or their presence in a computer world, right? So they need some computer, some software or mobile apps, right? Somebody is automating that. So that is also the first level of automation. So if you go even one level back, the invention of the computer itself is a digital transformation, right? Long back, people used to do a very big calculators and do stuff. And once the first time the computer was invented, it was mainly invented to help humans to reduce the work they are doing manually, right? But at that time, everybody told the computer is invented, it is going to take all the job, and only the computer professionals will have the job. So it is taking all the job, and everybody complained. Even that happened when the calculator was invented as well, right? Everybody complained about that it is going to take all the job, right? Then the computer was invented to reduce the work, and after computer was invented, like so many softwares were invented to reduce the work, right? So they invented softwares to ease the work, but still the amount of work that people doing, it did not reduce. It still keep on increasing and increasing. So even with many software, people open 5-10 software in their system, and then they do the business. So business also getting more complex, right? The customer service and expectation is too much. So they are using mobile apps, they are using web application, laptop, data coming from several places, So in the business also complicated, any child care or a financial organization, everywhere it is a complex process. And if you want to digitally transform that, so they have to invent a lot of softwares, a lot of processes, everything, a lot of applications, right? SAP, database, they need a lot of software to work together to make that business happen digitally. Right, so that is the first digital transformation. So even then, if you do the software, still people are doing manually. So I told about the child care example. So now the software also invented, everything is invented. But still, if you manually writing it, then what is the purpose of inventing that software in your organization, right? So you still writing it manually in a records. But already there is a system, so people also should cooperate to that transformation. So they should be also ready to accept that change, to go to the next level, to go use the software. If they are not using the software or not using the automation, then the digital transformation is not done correctly, right? So that is called a digital transformation. So it is a very high level word, but to do the digital transformation, we need technologies like softwares, databases, and automation, RPA, SAP. So many applications we need. But nowadays, if you say that one tool is driving the digital transformation in the business, right? You can tell RPA. RPA is the driver. RPA can drive this digital transformation. It's a significant driver in the digital transformation world today, right? So that is why RPA plays. So what is RPA, and what is automation. Now you know what is digital transformation. Just three keywords so far, right? It is. I think you understand all these three terms, right? Any questions in this? Any problem
Um,
understanding?
Is it the digital transformation is like apps, installing apps, right?
Uh,
Because
yeah. Go ahead with your question.
yeah. So the transforming the information for the
Mm.
business.
Yep.
That's what the mean, right?
Not only that, there is something more than that. You are correct. So digitally transforming the business into apps or computer websites or something, that is also one part of it. If application is one part of it, people are another part of it. People also should use that system properly.
Yeah.
Right. So I told about your childcare example. So you transformed your business to a next level into a software. But if you are not using people are not ready to use the software, then it is not done correctly. Right. So people also should ready to use the new system. Right. So in many places, people invent software, but they will say, no, it is very difficult to use that software or use that Excel. I will write it manually. Right. So half the information are in the paper, and half the information are in the database, and half the information are in the Excel sheet. So is there any sense in that doing that? Better not to do that, right? So so if you are using the software, we need to go with the software. Manual process need to be stopped. So that doesn't mean we are taking the job from the manual. No, that is not the meaning. We are actually using the system. We are upgrading ourselves to the next level using automations to solutions. You got it, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, anybody else? Any problem understanding this three concept: RPA, automation, and digital transformation? No. Okay. So next is robot. Okay. So robot, you all know that it is a software program, or we call that as a worker, digital worker, or you can call that as a digital assistant. What else you can call? It's a software application as well, you can call, right? So it resides within your computer. It is not the real robot. Okay. So what is a robot and what is not a robot? In our sense, in RPA world, robot is something, it is reside within your computer. It is a computer program, or it is a computer software, or a digital assistant. So what it is not the real robot. It is not used in manufacturing industry. It is not that one you are seeing in the sci-fi movies. It is not the one that can serve you coffee or tea, right? So you can add so on. So it is not the real robot. It's not your real personal assistant, but it is the virtual assistant. Okay, so that is the robot. So because we are all software engineers, so we deal with only software robots. Okay, so can anyone build an automation? Yeah, so this question is for you. Do you think that anyone can build automation?
No.
Okay, what others think?
For me, yes.
Okay, how about Sumitra? Do you think you can
Yeah.
do an automation?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah,
Mm.
Sasad, actually, they are correct because anyone can build, even you can build. Believe me or not. If you stay with me for 3-4 hours, you will learn how to automate a process.
Wow.
Okay, so
Nice.
that easy it is. So what we can automate, individual robots you can create for you. So for example, you can log into your, you can ask your robot to log into your email and check for a specific email. And if it comes, you can ask the robot to call you in your phone. So that is one example. Or you can ask your robot to book a flight ticket for you. You can ask your robot to book a cinema ticket for you. So you
Wow.
can use it for many purposes. It is for individual purposes, also for industrial purposes as well, enterprise purpose as well. Right. So anybody can build automation in today's world. You no need much programming skills or anything. You all you need to know is there is courses available in UiPath. If you stick around, I can show you how we can run a robot. So people who attend already the UiPath developer course, they understand how easy it is to create robot. Sumati, you know to create robot, right? No, at least you created a few robots, right? One or
Yes,
two.
yes.
Yeah, so at least the
Easy.
addition, adding, and
Yep.
variables. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that is the one. So that is a simple robot you have built, but people used to build complex robots. So question is, can anybody build automation? Yes, anybody can build. Okay. So this term is very important. A robot for every person. Okay. So the this guy, Bill Gates, actually envisioned a computer for every home, right? So very similar like to that. This guy, the UiPath founder, Daniel Dines, right? So he envisioned, his vision is like a robot for every person, which is actually coming true now. Everybody is using RPA. There is no enterprise, at least medium to large enterprise, there is no enterprise without an RPA tool. Every company is using RPA, right? All big, small, big or medium organization, wherever there is processes involved, they use RPA. And within enterprise, everybody is encouraged to use RPA for their work to minimize their manual workload. So everybody is given a robot nowadays in all very good companies, very good enterprises. They encourage everybody to automation, like even reading the emails or copy one data from one place to other, or doing some Excel works. So a lot of things can be automated. So this is a mission. I like this mission very much. Like it's a UiPath, comes from the UiPath vision. So it's a robot for every person. So this is their main mantra for their growth. But it's actually coming true nowadays, right? So, and the next thing what we need is the automation mindset. It is not only from us, everybody in the enterprise, right? So if an enterprise people, the employees whoever working in the enterprise, if they have this automation mindset, implementing automation or digital transformation is very easy, right? So in the first example I told, if you are digitally transforming and not using the system, that is not a good practice. So very similarly, everybody have that mindset. Yes, automation is definitely a key. So now people should be ready to accept this change. If they are not accepting the change, it's a huge challenge for them. Anyway, they will automate, use like including that person itself, they will automate. So there is no way, nobody can escape from this automation jargon, right? So it is a digital transformation, it's a automation era, and nobody can deny this fact. Every business will be automated, right? And you all become either become part of the transformation, or you stand away from that. But it's the world is still going to transform, and it will move into this automation space. If you're not part of this, then you are against that part of it. So you cannot be that, and you definitely struggle into getting into this automation. So, the sooner you, learn this and accommodate to the change, it is really good for you, right? So, and one thing is this RPA Business Analyst course, you can become part of this automation. There are many ways you can involve into this automation. You need not to be a very talented software developer who can code and or something like that, but there are many ways like business analyst, or you can be a tester, or you can be a RPA project manager or a support analyst, and so many whatever role you saw in the past in all the software development, all the things are still in the RPA as well. So many more roles coming up, so you can choose your favorite role and settle in this in the transformation. Otherwise, you will be struggling a lot to get into this. So the sooner you get, it is really better. So all you need is that mindset. Okay, mindset is it's an open mindset. You need to have that acceptance to change. Okay, it's a new technology, I can adapt to it, I can learn it. It's very similar like we learned the computer and the Excel and PowerPoint, whatever we learned, it's very similar to like that. It's a new tool and a new technology, and you are just adapting to that. You are knowing that how to use it. That's it. So how you used a paint to draw a diagram, and how you used Word to type your essays and things, and how you use Excel to do calculations and record the data. So it's very similar to that. So this tool also you are going to use it right wisely to digitally to help companies digitally transform, right? So this is something that automation mindset I want to talk about. So everybody need to have a mindset. And this RPA especially, it has a lot of advantages. So what is the main advantages of doing? So it is called non-invasive. Okay, so this is non-invasive and scalable. So what is non-invasive? So you actually to build this RPA in your company, you no need to invest a lot of money, or you need to bring a lot of developers, Python developers, Java developers, and so many resources to build a system or build apps or something like that. You don't need to spend a lot of cost to build some systems, right? Or you like yeah, so this technology like RPA can talk to multiple technologies, and there is some infrastructure cost as well. People spending a lot of money on the cloud and a lot of other things like building the infrastructure, a lot of servers and environment. So many things are involved. So if you want to do a digital transformation in a business, so these are all the requirement. You need to find resources, technology, and you need to build a project, and there will be a huge cost involved, right? But this, if you want to do using RPA with whatever information you have, you might be having some 2 different web application, 4 different desktop application, and one or 2 databases. This RPA technology can talk to multiple technologies and do the process, just to make it digital transformation. So that is what it is called. It is non-invasive and scalable. So sometimes during the Christmas periods, that the sales is very high, and the people do a lot of manual work there. And if you have robots, they will do the manual work, like they will do the work 24/7 and finish the work. So so at Christmas time you may need 100 robots, but after the New Year period, the robot, they need 5 or 10 robots to do the work. So it is scalable. You can either scale up or scale down, depends on how much business you have, right? And you can ask what industry it can apply, right? Actually it can apply in any industry, any kind of industry, wherever there is manual works involved, and they are doing repeated works, and yeah, any industry that use a computer and somebody doing manually doing lot of work in there, it is applicable. It is applicable in healthcare. And name one industry, I will say, or a use case how it can be applied there, right? So every industry has that, and that is why RPA is powerful. And because most industry has that, Everybody want to implement RPA and digitally transform, and they need resources. Okay, yeah, don't think that because it is RPA, the robots will do itself and create itself. It will create their hands and eyes and legs and that will work. Never, it never happens. They need people. Even the RPA is automatic. We need people to create that automation program. We need people to see so excuse me, so to check whether that program is correct. We need people to confirm whether that business process is correct and working, everything normal, and there is no problem with that, the policy, or we are the robots actually doing what is expected, and also it is also complying to all the policies, the government policies, the company policies, everything, right? So we need people. Without people there is nothing, and that is why there are plenty of opportunities. So what is going to happen is, all the previous jobs, whatever we have in the traditional software, that all will go away, and there will be a lot of new opportunities coming up for RPA. Like there will be, you can say, traditionally you can see software tester, manual tester, all those things, jobs will go away. So new thing will be RPA testers, automation testers. So these kind of any automation testers job, there will be more RPA component into that. So nowadays there are many other open source tools, so those tools will go away, and these new trending technologies will come in, like RPA testers with skills in UiPath and this Blue Prism, these kind of things, and how to test robots and test orchestrators. So those kind of things will come, and when you know that, it's easy to get into that. So very similarly, business analyst in the past, they will ask like traditional analysis skill and traditional communication, all those skill, everything they put, process analyzing, that, this and that, and data analyzing. But now they need people who understand the tools, who can talk to developers, RPA developers, and who can understand about robots and concepts. So people need business analyst with that kind of skill, right? And that is why we all are here learning about this, right? So again, why it is implemented. So when we talk on the benefits, it will reduce the cost significantly in the company, and that is why they are implementing RPA. So if a job is taking 10 days to complete using manual, so it will be complete in 1 or 2 days. So they reduce the cost, the operation cost of the company, and increase the revenue. So we call that as ROI. So it's a return of investment or return of income. So they get a lot of revenues. So every company want to, everybody is behind the cost, right? Money. So they want to save money and cost. So that is the main objective. But it is not the only thing that you get with RPA. The benefits are numerous benefits they get. And for all those reasons they implement, right? So another benefit is, any highly manual, which so what RPA can automate? Manual task, repetitive task, any rule-based process, right? So you need to have the business process correct. So you are giving, the input as A, B, and C, and the process is D, E, F, and the output is G, H, and I. So it's all the time it is the same. They know, this is what will happen. If it is the customer onboarding, they need all the customer name, address, details, phone number, and everything. And the process is, it will enter into some application, and the output is the customer ID is generated. So this process, it is a rule-based process, right? So RPA can automate only the rule-based process that doesn't have a lot of errors or exceptions when it is running in the application. And also the input is proper readable. So it has some Excel or some proper Word document or proper PDF document, everything is proper readable, right? So those are the things, it is a lot of benefits from RPA, right? So you also came to know what is robot and what is digital transformation and robot for every person. And now we are seeing about the automation mindset and the benefits, right? So now you know a lot of thing about RPA, and what about the digital transformation, the automation, and in a very high level about RPA. If somebody asks you are in a better situation to explain, right? And now so far, so let me check with you now. So far, do you have any questions in whatever I talked to you? So is there anything that you did not understand from whatever I told?
I guess
Rajesh.
we are okay.
You okay? Clear? How about Sumati, Sumitra?
I supposed to ask something,
Yeah.
something, but then my son came inside. My little one
Okay,
came inside, so
that's
I
okay.
was
That's
thinking,
fine.
okay. Actually, that you're talking about the when you're talking about digital is like replacing a human, right?
Yeah.
So when it's like everything digital,
No,
I-
no, no, it is wrong.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, human cannot be replaced. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like for example, I have a robotic vacuum cleaner. So I'm doing everyday vacuum my home, and it's too much. It's taking more time and more, work for me, like more pressure for me. And
Yeah.
if I turn on my robot vacuum, it can be
Mhm.
done. Even it's take night time, 24 hours doesn't matter, but only I'm spending the electricity. So but the work is done.
Yeah.
So the work will be done in the morning when I turn on the nighttime, morning. So something like, I'm just telling something like that.
Yeah. That's okay. It's
Example.
really
I
interesting
know it's a silly
to, yeah,
thing.
it's really interesting to, have this kind of conversation. This will, help you get more understanding. Yes, that is a very
Yeah.
good example. Like,
So
it
yeah,
is
the
kind of,
job done fast.
yeah.
And also dishwasher, whatever, we just taking time to wash dish and everything. So when
Yeah.
you put in everything in the dishwasher, it's done in 30 minutes or one sentence. So this kind of thing also like a kind of robotic, I don't know.
Yeah, it is also robotic, right?
Yeah.
It's I won't say, yeah, it is also a RPA, we can say. If you put
Yeah.
that into RPA,
Mhm.
and that vacuum cleaner or the robot does not replace you, right?
That's not replacing me, but is doing all the job.
Yeah,
They can
what does that
identify.
mean? Yeah, what does
For
that mean?
example, even like me, for example, if I put my cloth in the floor,
Mhm.
it won't move. It's just scrolling them and just going that way, other way. Okay, there is
Yeah.
something. What if I'm a human? If something there, I can't do the mopping. What I'll do, I'll just take it. I will just. I used. Sorry. Maybe I will take it out. Then I put somewhere else and I start to mop. The same thing robotic is doing. So it's just. I mean, like. I don't know how to explain. Yeah, it's doing everything automatically. Like
Okay. So
what
even if
I
you
think.
try to stop that, that is overcoming that and it work properly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something is there, then
Yeah.
it's going. Yeah.
Okay. So what in this case, how I see is, what is happening is that is
Uh-huh.
helping you a lot. So you are getting a lot of benefits from that vacuum cleaner or the robot, right?
Robotic.
So
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
work has your manual work. The every day you did the same job, mopping and cleaning. Now it has reduced a significant level. So
Yeah.
you got the benefit. So, but it did not replace you. You cannot be replaced because you still need to check whether that robot done the
Yeah.
correct
I
job,
need to put
right?
the water or whatever
Yeah.
it is, the mopping
Yeah.
water.
You
I
need
need
to
to
set up
clean
the
it. Yeah,
time,
clean it, set up the
and there
time.
is some
Yeah.
changes in the
Yeah, of
environment. You need to
course.
instruct it. And if it is there are a lot of water in the floor, you need to tell that.
Yeah,
So there are a
100%.
lot of
Yeah.
instructions that you are still there and
Yeah.
monitoring
Yeah.
whether that robot is doing the correct job or not. You are still doing that,
Yeah.
right?
My
And
physical things a robot is doing. So
yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
yeah.
I
So
know
it
this is very silly example. So
no, it is
I
the same thing. It will happen in the software as well. It is not,
okay.
so whatever
Mm,
we are doing at home, we are also going to the office and doing the same thing, opening the
mm,
Excel.
mm,
And it is
mm,
kind of a mobbing job only. Every day you go and open
mm.
the mail and you check the mail and reply to the email.
Yeah,
So
the
it is
same
a
job every
mobbing job.
day.
And another washing job is you open application and you enter all the information. That is the washing job. So in
So
the office
Rajneesh,
also you have a lot of
I'm a woman, like what I'm doing in home, I just do it with example. Really, it's so funny.
yeah, so you can relate to the work. It is also like that. So
Yeah,
if you are
yeah,
doing that kind of job at office, the same thing again and again, so that is called repeated job, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
in this case, like you got a lot of benefit from the robot, and it cannot replace you, right? It will
Mm-hmm.
be still there. You cannot be
Yeah,
replaced. Very
yeah.
similarly, that robot also cannot replace the human, but it is a advantage to the human. They give a lot of benefits.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
the business will get improved. So now you get some quality time to spend with your kids or husband.
that's right.
So
Yeah,
same time, same thing in the business. They get quality time to talk to their customer and
yeah,
increase the
yeah.
business profit.
Yeah.
right? So that is how it is very beneficial.
Beneficial. And also when it's come for robotic, especially for robot,
Yeah.
even the charger, I don't need to put it back for the charger. It's just searching where's
Yeah.
the charging code and just
Yeah.
turning automatically by the themselves. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to just put it back. Oh, it's finished. It's done. More. Okay, I have to just put it in the charger. I don't need to worry. It's searching for the code. Even I
Yeah.
put in the last room. I put in the third room.
Yeah.
I put the code in the first room. It was just traveling from the last room to the first room, and it just did automatically. That was so
Wow.
amazing. And then I think like robotic is so different. It's not
Yeah.
like normally like other electronic things.
Yeah, it is a
Mm.
miracle actually. So
Yeah,
whatever you
true,
saw, that
100%.
it's a very mild line when you talk about the RPA and the robotics. It's a very mild line, but the example is very good. It's good to relate, but don't say that RPA and this robotics are the same. Okay, so RPA is
Okay.
different. So yeah, we do everything within the computer. So within the computer, there is an invisible robot. You cannot see that.
Yeah,
Okay, but here we can see and feel the robot, right?
Feel
We
the
can touch
robotic.
that.
Yeah.
Here you
Yeah.
cannot feel the robot, but it will, virtually a lot of, it's a virtual robot, right?
Okay. Okay.
So that is the only difference. You cannot see it, but you can see that how the robot clicks and types and thing. You can see that, but there is no physical thing for that.
Okay. Okay. All good.
Any questions, Sumati, for you so far? Okay, right. Okay, so far whatever we talked is RPA. Okay, so it is called robotic process automation, and you know about robot, and you know about what is RPA, digital transformation, and the enterprise, and how human work and how robot work, right? So you know all those differences. Now we are talking about intelligent RPA, right? So same as Sumitra told that even if you try to stop that any exception, any blocker, it will try to overcome that. If you put some object down, it identifies that and do it work. So that is intelligent device. So very similarly, the RPA robots also, we need to create some intelligent robots, right? So there are, the normal RPA and intelligent RPA. In the normal RPA, it is not intelligent, right? It cannot take decisions. It don't have that decision taking power, or it cannot do some job that human is actually doing, right? So if you say something ABC, it will do only ABC. Okay, and but if a D comes, it don't know, it cannot identify, right? But intelligent RPA, if you say A, B, D, C, then it identify, no, there should be a C here, it is not D, so it intelligently correct that, right? So it is really a powerful tool. So I told, RPA is driving the digital transformation. It can actually work with multiple tools and technologies, right? So now you know what is RPA. But now what happens, combinations of multiple technologies, this is really more powerful, right? And it becomes more intelligent, intelligent RPA to do the digital transformation, so that it become, in an enterprise can become a fully automated enterprise, right from the beginning to end. It is completely automated, right? Does not mean that we are replacing all the humans. The human is the one who is actually using that automation. So now you can think about those terms called a robot for every person and the automation mindset. So that is what, so everybody, a robot for every person in an enterprise, and it became a fully automated enterprise using the intelligent robots, right? So fully automated enterprise is a specific, like a niche term. So nowadays, most of the enterprise are trying to become the fully automated enterprise. So they are encouraging everybody to use robots, and any small task also, they want them to automate using these robots, and they want to become the fully automated enterprise is the mission for many companies, and it is going to be the mission for next 5 to 10 years. So everybody want to, because the competition is so huge. For example, take the banks. If one bank become, fully automated enterprise, other banks certainly want to become, because the home loans processing, for example, if it is taking 2 days to complete and another bank is taking 5 days to complete, all the customers will go to the bank which is taking 2 days to complete, right? And where the documentation process are very easy, and the outcome very easily, so you will go for such banks. So there will be a huge competition in all the banks, and everybody want to automate, become the fully automated enterprise. So now why it is delayed, there will be a lot of workflows, and you will send to email one manager, and he takes 2-3 days to respond to that email, verify the document. But now it is like intelligent decision will be taken, that document can be automatically verified. Only thing that somebody need to assess that whether that robot has done the correct job and say a tick yes or no, right? So it is still the human is there, but he will be monitoring whether that robot is doing the correct job. But the business wise, it is more faster than ever, right? So what are the other skills that multiple technologies that you can involve? Is these are the skills where it's artificial intelligence skills, right? So the world is moving through towards AI. Now if you Google about chat GPT and things like that, so most there are so many tools, AI tools coming on daily basis, right? So at least 10 to 50 tools on daily basis there are, they are delivering. So like this RPA can easily adapt to this any new AI tools that are coming up, and it can learn those skills as well, right? So any AI skills it can simply learn, and it can start working on those AI skills. So for example, natural language processing, right? Any language processing it can do it. You can talk to, hey Google, can you switch on that? So it can switch on. Very similarly, it can process any other languages as well, right? So these robots learn that skills as well, that natural language processing skill and intelligent OCR skill. So UiPath has something called intelligent OCR. So which means there is a scanned image. So you are doing a PDF scanning somewhere, and the robot needs to understand those scanned image. So they are using intelligent OCR as a technology to understand that. So there are Google OCR, Microsoft OCR, UiPath itself has a OCR, and there are many other companies coming up with the best OCR tools, OCR techniques to extract the information. Because there is a PDF document, and for example your voter's ID or your driver's license, if you are sending the driver's license to a company for your ID verification, some robots automatically read your the driver's license and put the information in their system, right? So nobody need to manually check and write. If they are seeing the Sumitra driver license, they no need to type SUMIT manually and type the information. Some robot capture that information and put it in the website, so that person can only check, cross verify whether that information is correct, right? So which is very easy, right? So it is helping the humans. So it will learn such skills. So those are called intelligent OCR. And in some spaces, like we use the remote desktop and some kind of flash applications where you cannot access that the click of the button and things. Sometime you cannot automate those some objects. So we are having something called computer vision. So it's a special vision for the robot that can easily identify and click the buttons. This is nothing like, don't confuse that. Any kind of web application or applications, desktop applications, the robot able to navigate through any kind of pages or information or any text boxes or anything. So that is called computer vision. So it is just one technology that is used within the UiPath itself. So it is having some special vision to understand. Just see that special vision to read and read any objects in an application. Okay, so it is having that kind of feature, right? And it can also sometimes understand the handwritten text. So my handwriting is terrible. It can even sometimes I cannot read it. So when I write my own handwriting and scan it and send it to the robot, that robot tells that, okay, this is what you have written, right? So it can understand the handwritten text. So, like signature and things also it can convert. And the digital images as well, it can understand. If you give images, it will process and tell what it is, right? And there are many, this is all the things I'm talking about is AI skills, artificial intelligence skills, right? Understanding the images and analyzing some text sentiment, right? So if you're writing an email for a refund, you write a full page of email, right? So I don't like this product, so I want a refund or something. So it will analyze and text and say that, okay, this is a refund process, and initiate the refund process for your email. So it has certain features like that to understand what the text is all about, right? So there is also machine learning. So artificial intelligence and machine learning are two different things. So machine learning is something, based on how you use your system. The robot will watch how you are using the system, and it will learn the same skills. For example, if somebody is doing the document verification, and every time, for if you are getting some 100 different types of document, so one is driver's license, and other is a passport, and other is a home loan document, other is a tax document, everything you are getting lot of documents to verify. And first time you say, okay, this is a driver license. Okay, now the robot understand, okay, driver's license looks like this. But some driver's license look different, right? So from the Victoria, if it's seeing that Victoria license looks different, Perth license looks even more different. So every time you select, now the robot will clearly identify, or, it knows that, okay, this is the driver's license, and how you are selecting the tax document, and I understand that. Okay, but sometimes some document it cannot understand, right? So when you give it to the robot, now a new type of driver's license coming in, maybe from Tasmania, there is another license coming in, and so far you haven't validated any Tasmania license. Now the first time you are getting the Tasmania license, and the robot is confused. So it says, no, I cannot find it. Can you tell what it is? So now the human will tell this is Tasmania license. So next time the Tasmania license comes up, it automatically identifies it is Tasmania license. So what is actually happening? You are training the robot. So first they develop the robot, then they train the robot. So it is very similar, like the training the real robot as well, giving some instructions to say, this is how you need to do. If you watch some movies also, you know that training that chitty robot, like this is TV, you should not put it down. Yeah, so you know that comedy, right? So if you train it wrongly, it will do the wrong things. So you need to train it correctly. So every time you need to keep on training that robot, and then it does the correct job. It is very specific to the document understanding I told, but in various different business setting also it can be done. That, for example, tax calculations, um, and some patient entry. Sometime you need to identify some information based on their forms and data, and then it can take decisions on that. So AI skills is different, machine learning skill is different, right? And long running workflows. So it is another concept within the UI path. So long running workflows is, there will be multiple robots working. Sometimes it requires instructions from the human. It will send some instruction, whether for in the driver license example itself, it don't know whether it is a Tasmania license, but it is asking the human, but the human is not ready to give the input, right? So it already sent the instruction to the human via some message or email something, but the robot is still waiting. It is not able to do anything else, right? Until the human comes back. Now the robot can't do. So it was the situation long back, but now what happened is, until the human come back, that specific robot can do some other task, right? So we are not holding that robot. It can do a lot of other tasks, and finally when that human comes and give the input, some available robot will come and take the task and do the next steps. Okay, I don't know if you understand it correctly. but we can discuss on that, right? And process mining. So process mining is that every company has process, and on daily basis we do certain transactions. In a child care, you do like a data entry, and the children comes in and children goes out in a certain time. So daily basis you are doing some work, right? And if all this data are available in a database, and if we install the robot in your system, the robot will analyze your database and tell, see, this is the manual process, data entry of the children. It is a manual process. So this process needs to be automated. So that will give us indications, what process we need to automate and what process not to automate. So sometimes, some teachers take decisions. Okay, this kid can be trained in mathematics or science. So these are the intelligent decisions. So that the robot cannot take. We don't know that robot will know. I don't know how this decision is made, but it will ask for your information. But it will give an indication whether which process needs to be automated or which process cannot be automated, right? So native integrations is the next one. So native integrations is, there are so many applications available in the world, right? So if you go to the enterprise, there will be a SAP application which is called SAP, or there will be Salesforce, or there will be some Microsoft MS SQL, or Word document, Excel document. So many applications are already there, right? So this RPA can easily integrate with those applications or any new programs or any software. It can easily integrate. We call that as a native integration. So we have certain activity to do some operations to communicate with that applications. We can easily integrate it. Okay. And finally, it is advanced analytics. So advanced analytics is based on what the robot is doing on daily basis. It will give report. Okay, this many process we have already automated. Manually, it takes this much time. Automatically, it takes this much time. So this process is taking this much time, and it will give, this is the day wise data, this is the weekly wise data, and this is the monthly wise data, and on yearly we are saving 100 hours or 500 hours, whatever it is. So it has some advanced analytics and dashboard. So it provides in a web page, and you can go and look at how much work it has actually done, right? So these are the multiple technologies. So RPA will be center of this technology, and surrounding this RPA you have a lot of other technologies, SAP, and Salesforce, Microsoft, Java, C#, whatever it is, everything surrounded that, right? And it's RPA as the center, the AI skills, the machine learning and things like that, everything surrounded RPA at the center. This will drive the entire digital transformation, right? But so far it is only the theoretical. I did not tell that you need to know all the AI skills. No, you no need that, but you need to understand, okay, there is something called AI skills, and that this RPA will use it. Okay, so these are the things. So everything can be automated is what I want to tell you at this point. All right, so any questions so far? So these are the fundamentals of RPA. So we are done with the first chapter, so which is called Introduction to RPA and Automation. So anybody have any kind of questions so far?
Rajnish, I just want to, you said that term as intelligent RPA. I just want to check with you, is all the RPAs are intelligent, or are there two kinds of RPA? One is RPA and the other one is intelligent RPA?
See, actually nowadays everybody call it as intelligent RPA. Okay, so traditionally when it was found, it was only RPA. We called robotic process automation. Okay, traditionally it was not taking any intelligent decision. It was only manually, whatever we did, it will repeat it. Okay, now, but now actually it is the second version of RPA. How it has become is it become the next level, more intelligent, right? So it is, we have given the some power to it to take some decisions, right? So it is some advanced technology, right? Like OCR, and we have given a computer vision and things like that to the robot, and it is able to take some intelligent decision, right? So the only difference between RPA and the intelligent RPA is, intelligent RPA can able to take some decisions based on the data or something. So it can take that decisions. It is allowed to take the decisions, but in the previous RPA, it is not allowed. So that is the difference. Do you got it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ramesh. And the other thing is about chat GPA. You said about chat GPA. So it's
Yeah.
will that be helpful in RPA as well if we want
Yeah, see,
even the
actually,
okay.
if you are useful, right, Chat GPT is just one tool, okay? So there are millions of tools like Chat GPT, okay?
Mhm.
So since it became more popular, I tell about Chat GPT, okay? So what happens, if you are able to do a business using Chat GPT, for example, you can write a resume in Chat GPT, or whatever question you ask, it will tell, okay? So you can integrate that with RPA. RPA can talk to Chat GPT, and whatever question you ask to Chat GPT, this robot will ask. Okay, so it will act as a integration between you and the Chat GPT. So whatever question you want to ask to Chat GPT, you can ask to the robot, right? So you may ask, why do I ask to the robot? Why don't I ask directly to the Chat GPT? Is that your question?
Not
No.
really, because every time if we go to chat GPT, Robo can do it automatically, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you're
robot
trying
can
to say.
automatically, because you cannot ask to Chat GPT all the questions. But if you prepare a list of questions, so the robot will ask everything and prepare a document for you. At the same time,
Okay.
it can also take the next step. For example, it can create a resume out of that, or it can enter that information into another application or something. So it can do a wide variety of tasks. So Chat GPT, it is one specifically to your question, it will answer. You ask question, it will answer. But robot is not like that. It can talk to SAP, it can talk to Salesforce, it can open a web application, it can write a resume, and it can send emails and lot of things, right? So we need to integrate all the process and the work together.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also sorry, one more thing. For the business, if I'm a business analyst, and then if I want for the documentation and other things, if I want to get the help from chat GPT, can I do it?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
If you are company you are going to work allows Chat GPT, you can go ahead with that using that technology.
Even with the developing side, if I want to check for a code or something,
Yeah. If the organization policy allowed, some companies don't allow Chat GPT in their environment.
In that case, they can use black box.
Okay, so there are so millions of tools available, so you can choose one of the tool. But I would say humans are more intelligent than Chat GPT or anything. Yeah, so I recommend you to use our own intelligence to create the document. Even if it is grammatically it is not correct, still it gives more human touch to that. So going forward, that is going to be the new skill, because everybody write a perfect document because they get information online, but something will be missing, which is the human touch. So if you elaborate using our own language, that would be really great. Yeah, but it's a long time. We can discuss that when you can decide based on your job nature and things at that time. Okay, but yeah, still that is a good option. Any other questions? So everybody understood everything, right? So far?
May I ask one more thing, please? Like today, would you give us text, like that text material we are?
Yeah, definitely. So whatever I showed here, I will share you as a PDF
Okay,
document.
all right, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Any other questions, Sumitra or Sumati?
No, Rajneesh.
Okay.
Yeah, so far I was a bit like new words for me, the GPT, chat GPT, they all. So I'm just going to research about like what is that, and then
Yeah.
I'll just think about. Yeah.
Yes, so
So
don't worry
yeah.
about that. Sometime I can't control myself, talking about some technology, but those are not
Is this a
relevant.
graphical programming tool? Is that the stands for, or graph
No, it's
pricing tree?
artificial intelligence
Yeah,
thing.
it's a generative.
Oh, artificial intelligence. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a generative programming text
Natural
Uh,
language processing. All right.
Yeah, so whatever question you ask, it will tell. It's it's better than anybody in your house.
Oh, it's like a Google Hub because I got a Google Hub in home. So I asked,
Okay.
"Hey Google, what's time to now?" And this like that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Something
there are
like that.
some
Yeah.
limitations on ChatGPT. ChatGPT actually, whatever at this very moment, ChatGPT got like from 2021,
Yeah.
the information.
Uh-huh.
And Google are giving a new thing, Bard, BARD. It will be integrated with the Google. And Microsoft is using Bing. That Bing is actually using ChatGPT, but they are getting more technologies. But in that very case, we should go for ChatGPT 4. That's more advanced.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You
Okay.
can ask for a recipe with the ChatGPT. ChatGPT, how to prepare samosa, and it gives you all
Oh,
the list.
okay. All right.
And it
That's
will,
interesting, really.
yeah. Just open
Okay.
ChatGPT, ask with lot of questions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but don't ask too much. Somebody will come from inside and.
Today's Friday, it's fine. We might enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have fun with that technology, and yeah, there are a lot of things. The world is
Yeah, looks
moving
like
towards something else actually now.
yeah,
Yeah, true,
looks like
true, true.
interesting. Yeah.
Completely different, completely different. We can't even imagine what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's
Thank
better
you,
to
sir.
learn this one. Right time to learn RPA Business Analyst, and easy to get into this IT world using this one, because IT world is so far done. It is now RPA and AI world. So people don't want to get into IT now. People want to get into AI. Okay, so this is a right platform.
True, 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 true.
Okay, IT jobs are gone. It is done. There is no more IT jobs. It is only AI jobs and RPA jobs.
Or some kind of like solutions architect thing or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No more normal IT.
Yeah. So it's a best thing
Yeah.
to easy way to get into IT. It's the right time for you. It's a very early stage. So it's really confident. You guys can be really confident to get into that.
Yeah, we're pushing ourselves actually.
Yeah, yeah. You need
Yeah,
to
we
be
will do
really
it.
very serious now. If not now, then never.
Yeah, yeah.
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 All good. Okay, so we'll
All
take
good.
a
Yeah.
10-15 minutes break, and yeah, have some coffee or something and come back,
Sure.
and we will
So it's
talk
going to be
again.
like same like the 3 hours class every week.
No, I don't want to make it 3 hours, just half an hour I
Two
need.
hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. We started a little bit late.
All right.
So we
So
started
it
at
can be 2 hours.
7:15. So now it's
Okay.
8:20. So already 1 hour class is over. So only today, like another, it will go on until 9:15 or 9:30.
Okay. Sure.
9:15. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Okay. So if you
You're so
couldn't attend,
clever.
that's okay. You can, take a break, or you can put you on mute and, go do whatever you want. I understand this is Friday night. Yeah, but if you want to go away, it's okay. You can watch the video later. But
Okay.
make sure at least one of them is there. Otherwise, I'll be talking all alone.
No, like learning from you, I guess. Like listening from the teacher directly is more valuable, I guess. Like recording is recording.
Yeah, recording, you don't get that feel actually. If you have
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
question, you can clear it immediately.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I can see your face in
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
impression, everything.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's
it
great.
feels like really like a
So
live
we'll be back by
student.
8:40 or something. Like
Yeah, 8:25 now. You can come at 8:45. Then we can have just half an hour session and go away.
okay. Sure, sure,
Thank
sure.
you.
Okay,
Bye.
all good.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ganesh.
All right. Okay, welcome back to session 2. Okay, so first session, what we saw about the fundamentals of RPA, right? The basics of RPA, and we saw about robots, what is RPA, what is digital transformation, and more on the robots, the automation first mindset, right? And automation itself, and all the basics about RPA, right? RPA, and also we saw what is intelligent RPA and what is the difference between RPA and intelligent RPA. with a lot of examples and discussions, right? So now we are into, RPA Business Analyst. So this session will go for more than 2-3 hours, only the business analyst fundamentals. But since we have only limited time, so I'll talk only for half an hour, and then we will resume from the next week. Okay, and there will be a little bit of some assignments to you, just to explore certain topics or come up with some kind of assignments. I'll let you know by end of the session on that. Okay, so now we are entering into what is RPA Business Analyst. The first few steps. Okay, so we are taking the first steps like a baby, right? You are the first steps into the RPA, right? So first of all, we need to know then what is the process then, right? So we are talking about business process automation, and here we will be talking more about process, right? So for us, we are automating process. That is our main business, right? So for us, we will in this section, we will be keep on talking about the terms like the process, the components of a process and procedures. Okay, so there are also difference between process and the procedures, right? So these are the things we will be you'll be seeing again and again. So what is a process from your terms? So anybody can tell, what you think is a process.
Well, from my perspective, process is just the way we do some work. Like from A to B.
Yeah.
Like from if I want to go from A to B, which process or which criteria we need to meet
Yeah.
so that we can go to process. I mean, the point B.
Okay.
Like in a simple word.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
no process.
that's a good understanding. Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, so that is a explanation. So anybody else want to try? What do you think about a process?
Yeah, I go with Sasa. The same like in a business, whatever the field, the work they are doing, it's a process. For example, if it is an inventory, like the finance, for example, finance does payroll is a process.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
And
Yeah, that is correct. So your understanding is correct. So anything you do in a business, right? Any kind of activities that you do in a business to achieve some output is a process, right? So it is kind of a set of interrelated or interacting activities that transform inputs into an output. So a process is something but it is an activity that is happening, but you need to provide input to the process, right? So you need to provide input, the process will be done, and it will transform that input into a output, right? So in your case, the process you told, so for example, a payroll process, so you need to give inputs. So for whom you are going to pay and which account you are going to pay and all those information you need to give, right? So that is called a process actually. But you need to give inputs. Those input, it will be transformed into the outputs, right? So a set of activities. So what kind of activities? It is interacting activities or interrelated activities. So that will be happening. So why it is happening? It will be transform the input into the output. That is why it happening. So a simple definition of process is it is a set of interrelated or interacting activities that transform input into output. So that is the very simple definition. So here I talked about few components when I tell about that definition about the process. So there is input and there is output, right? And there will be also few more than that. So to do the activity, so that is called a process itself. So it will be having a process flow, and it will having a lot of applications, right? So now you think about the process, what will be happening? So there will be set of applications, and you will be giving input to that applications, and that application will process something and it will be providing an output. So it has a process flow, what you need to do, right? So there will be several components in a process, right? So these are the things: input, process flows, applications, and output, right? So this output of one process, so there will be multiple processes, right? So there will be a onboarding process, there will be a payroll process, and there will be a attendance process, um, and there will be a reporting process, right? So each of this process are, even though these processes are separately automated, each of the processes are interrelated. So this onboarding process is very much interrelated with the attendance process. So once you've done onboarding, you need to do the attendance as well. So from the onboarding, this attendance register will take the name as the input, right? So why I am saying that, because one process output may serve as for another process. This output of one process is an input, right? So that is the main thing you need to remember. So the output of one process will serve as an input for the other process, right? So actually, why we need a process? So it will help you do compliance, right? So main thing is that compliance. So every industry has go through, are you compliant? So that is the main thing. If you are especially in a financial sector or the healthcare or the childcare, you need to be compliant. First of all, with the your company, you need to be compliant. And for the regulatory bodies, we need to be compliant. For the NSW government and for the Australian government. So any practice that you do, any business we do, we need to be compliant with their rules and regulations. So in order to if you do it manually, it will take a lot of time. So this automation is more accurate than humans. So it will be always compliant, right? So that is one main advantage. And next is the operational needs itself. So humans have a lot of disadvantages every time. We as a human, we cannot work more than 8 hours, right? So even, yeah, some people work 8 hours, some people work 1 or 2 hours. So it all depends based on person to person, it change. But our thing is that we have operational needs, right? So we need to complete. If you need to complete certain process, we need lot of human efforts into that. So if a human cannot do, contribute that many amount of time, then we can give it to robots to work. They don't have any limitations. They can work 24/7. Especially if we are having some deadlines to meet, to submit some reports to the government within this financial year. Then maybe manually working will not help us create that report. So we seek the help of robots to do that, right? Especially if it is the repeated work, a robot can create those reports and then give it to the government, right? So what is the main benefit on that? We are managing some risk on that, right? So if you are not submitting the reports on time, it is a huge risk, right? So we are managing some risk. Not only that risk, so there are a lot of risk associated in a company. So a lot of compliance risk we are avoiding, and operational risk we are avoiding, and people risk, and resource risk. Resource in the sense it is like the infrastructure resource as well, or the human resource. Everything we are all the risk are managed, right? And also this process will help you continuously inform. Yeah, so you can actually do improvement on the process. So if you are if you have already done one process, you can do the next process. At the same time, in the previous session, you came to know about training the robots. So every time you train the robot, you can continuously improve. So there is also so we talked about the continuous improvement. Process and procedure. Okay, so process and procedure are two different things actually, right? So but it is a very, very mild, very small thin line between the process and the procedure, because the process is it is a RPA terminology, a process. But if a human does that, we call that as a procedure, right? So before we actually automate that process, so it is they have recorded whatever they need to do manually. So each and every single step they are doing manually is called a procedure. Some organization have procedure, somebody don't have the procedure. If they don't have the procedure, we can ask them to create a procedure for us. So the procedure, usually it is a document. So what it has is a lot of information in the document about who is doing what kind of work. So if onboarding process, who is onboarding, in what application it's onboarded, and when that should occur. So when we need to start the onboarding process, if somebody is recruited in a company, we need to onboard a process. So how do we know that? So you receive an email in the morning that this guy has been onboarded, can you please onboard him? So the one person receive an email. So that is the thing. So when each part of the process is automated, so you can automate those processes as well, right? So if somebody need to manually write it each and every step. So that is how it will be. So you can actually do a lot of things. How to handle exceptions, right? Okay. Sorry, 2 minutes. All right. So did you understand the difference between process and the procedure?
Would you please elaborate more regarding this one, procedure, please?
Okay. Right. See, so procedure is something, or it is a written documentation of what is done there, right? So before you think about any automation in your business, right? So you forget about all the automation and things like that. So there is a business happening, and in that business, you are doing some process, right? So a clear written statement of what is happening in that process, right, is called a procedure. So it has a step-by-step instructions, like from where it happens, where it starts, where it ends, and everything. So that is a procedure. So it is a document, so which has more information about who is responsible for each part of the process, when that each part of the process must occur, and so if there is any exceptions, then how to handle those exceptions, right? And any specification of each steps, like how it is done. Like for example, onboarding the customer. So what is the data? What is the first name? Where to find the first name? Where to find the last name? How to find the date of birth, and which application you need to use. So everything is there. Okay. So these are the things that will happen in a procedure. Okay. It is a document. That is, so process, it is what is the actual process is happening. So process is an onboarding process, but procedure is how you do that onboarding process, right? So from what is the input, what is the output, and what is the actual process, all the step by step of what is happening in the process is called a procedure. Okay, now you understood?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So one process example that I can say is it's an order to cash, right? So one person goes to office on daily basis, and he receive an email, a purchase order is received, and then he opened the email attachment and check for some product code in the PO. Right, so that is the purchase order. So you have some purchase order. So he opens the email and finds the purchase order. Then he open a system and runs a transaction. So he enter all the informations, right? So if the product code is present, so if that code is present, he does something. If it is not present, he doesn't do something. He don't do anything. So if the product is present and he generates a invoice, sales order, and then he open another system to do the sales order, right? So let me bring one flow chart. Just one moment.
Tax invoice, maybe.
Yeah, tax invoice, some kind of
Sales order, tax invoice. Okay.
yeah.
It's like tools, right? We have to go inside the tool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
So that there might be some tools and we have to do the process and procedure in the tool.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll bring one sample. Let me Word document. Okay. So here is, let me bring this Word document and just bring on image. Okay. So this is kind of a process. Okay. So this is one current state diagram. So as a business analyst, you will be also creating such diagram. Okay. So you find out three different systems here. So one is the ERP system, and one is the desktop on Outlook. So it starts with the Outlook. That person on daily basis, is the screen, is it visible to everybody, the flow chart?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So in the left hand side you can see three different applications. So one is the Outlook, and the desktop, and the ERP. Okay. And this process is called the current state process. Okay, so the process is it is in a flowchart view. Sometime it will be in a document view. Here it is a image representation. So in the currently it is done in this way. This is a manual process. Okay, so here if you see this blue color, it says manual. So all the steps are manual here. So what it is done, they start the application, they open the email and open the PO in the email attachment.
Purchase
Okay,
order. Yeah.
purchase order. So once the purchase order is done, so there is another desktop application he opens and check whether the product code is present. Okay, and if the product code is present, there is a scenario called they open the ERP login and select the ERP transaction, create a new sales order page, and enter all the information like sales organization, division, channel. Like, so you enter a lot of information if you want to create a sales order, right? For to someone, you create the number, name, and everything, product code, everything. And then add values for sold to ship to PO number. And this PO number you are getting from a desktop application. And then finally you generate a sales order. So once that sales order is done, it goes to the desktop application to validate the sales order. So once that is done, you can send the email to the client saying,
Client.
the move email to the processed folder and send. So this is one positive flow. And if the product code is not present, then you need to look up some, in the lookup using some other description. And if still you are able to not find the code, send that, you are not able to find the code and finish. But if you get the code, then you can go again or go to the ERP and enter all the information. So this is a manual process, but you can create such flow chart. Any process you can create a flow chart and say, okay, this is how it works. Right.
Looks like it's Epicar software.
Sorry, which software?
Epicar.
Oh, you used that?
Yeah, he used once. Yeah, Epicar.
Okay, okay. There are
Yeah.
many applications like that. You
Yeah.
have SAP and so many applications you can use.
Okay.
So, this is the current state diagram of one of the, so this is a process example. So this is something I want to show on the process example. So this process, first of all, this is called like a procedure. You can say this as a procedure as well. So if you write step by step of this work flow chart, it will be a procedure. So from reading the procedure, you can create this diagram. But this diagram is the easiest one in the business analyst. I can show you how to create this kind of diagrams. Right, that will be a separate class for you. So that is one example of process example. So this is how it works. Okay, so you can convert this into automation solution. So once you write this, so now you can know that this like from, I'll bring that again. So once you write this, you understand. Okay, you talk to the developer. Hey, developer, come here. Open the email. Can you open the email using your robot? He will say yes. Okay, automated. Can you open the PO in the email attachment? Yes, automated. Can you check this desktop application? These things can be done or not? So you can go through each and every node, okay, every node and every single box and say, can you open the ERP? Are you able to do this, do this, do this? So in some stages they will say no, this cannot be done. Then you say, this is a manual task, right? So now you understand which task can be automated or which task cannot be automated. So this is our process. So this is the business analyst task. You need to understand what is the current process. You will document it, and now you will take it to the developer and have a discussion with him and say, what can be automated or what cannot be automated. So your document will play a vital role in doing the entire automation. So you will be the first person to see, talk to business and get all this information and populate it in a document or in a PPT or whatever it is, and then talk to developer. You'll be an interface between the business and the developer. Okay, you'll be playing a major role, lot of communication role, talk to different business in terms of technology, in terms of RPA language, in terms of business language, everything you will be using it. So basically you need some communication, an attitude to talk to everybody. I don't say talking means you need to talk in Australian accent and British accent. No, it is the business language. So you need to understand the business. Any childcare business you understand, you can go and talk to the childcare and say, okay, let us automate this process. So what you are doing manually, yeah, they explain your business. Now you take all the notes and come up with the document. Okay, so anybody can do that with the business understanding. But the advantage is what is RPA and things, so you are in a better position to talk to RPA developer as well. So that is the key skill that will separate you from all the normal business analysts. Those are available in the market now. So they don't know the RPA or about robots. They are hesitant. So people who are very keen to come into this, they will learn RPA and come inside. But many are very hesitant, especially the traditional traditional business analyst who have more than 15-20 years of experience. They will be still they don't want to move the technology, so they will be staying. But it's good for you. Once you know the RPA skill, you can easily move into the RPA business analyst. Okay, so you need to be good at like discussing the business stuff as well. So which is not part of this training. I cannot explain each and every business, right? So it is a very generic skill I will be giving you. With that, you can relate to whatever business you are going. So, you cannot tell me that, tomorrow when I'm applying for a job, see, they are asking SAP and they are asking, the financial thing and the banking and credit card. I don't know what is credit card. You did not teach me credit card, and you did not teach me the superannuation. So it is not part of the program. Okay, so that you need to do your homework. So if you're going for an interview in the superannuation, take your time to understand some business concept in the superannuation, how it works, and then you can relate it to the RPA and then go for the interview. Okay, so that guidance will be given at a later point of time. But now you will be understanding what is process, what is procedure, and all these terminologies will be more essential to understand now. Okay, so what you are seeing now is the current state document, and you will be proposing a future state document. So that also you will be discussing with the developer, and then you will be doing some automation. Sorry, doing some work on the flow chart and saying that some process can be automated and some process can be manually done. So now you went and discussed with the developer, and then after discussing with the developer, you come to conclusion some process cannot be automated. So you come up with one manual and one automated, and most of this task can be automated, but sometimes there is a manually process because the input itself is not structured. So you can manually process some of the boxes. Okay, so this is the only case which is manual. All the others are automated. So this diagram is called future state diagram, or to be process diagram, or to be state diagram. So the first one you call is the current state document. So this is the current one, but future will be the future state. Okay, so this diagram changed to this diagram. So now you understand what can be automated. Now you can imagine, nobody is coming to manually open the email. The robot will open the email and it will process all the transaction. It will open the desktop application. It will open the ERP application and it will do all the transaction. And only if you want to do it manually, only for cases where that match is not found on the product code, it will give back to you for manually process. Otherwise, all the process will be automated. You can just open the ERP application and see whether today's transaction has come there or not. So every day you used to spend 4 to 8 hours in this process. Now you will be spending only 5 to 10 minutes in the process just to verify that transaction has been done, which means you get more time. You can talk to your customer. You can talk to the near desk department, or you can maybe phone your home or spend time with your kids, right? And you're still paid, but nobody's going to replace your job, but the amount of job you'll be doing is less, and your company will be getting more business and more purchase order, more sales order, and your company also grows, so that you have a lot of things to verify in the ERP applications. So whether the robot is doing the right job is your job to do. Excuse me. So you understood, right? Any questions so far?
Yeah, Rajneesh, for me, like the flow chart you did, is this the one we have to know how to do the flow chart? Is it the proper step to do it, or any kind?
See, anyway, it's your own
Anyway,
style of doing
okay.
that. Okay, so that is a separate session. I'll
Mhm.
give you one session of how to do flowchart. Okay, very easily. You no need to think that this is a difficult one. Very
Mhm.
easy. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, I will open MIRO. Oh, okay. Okay. Just open one website called draw.io. Okay, so there are many tools available in the market. Create a new diagram. Select with a blank diagram. Okay. Or say, there are many different diagrams: class diagram, swim lane diagram, entity relation diagram, lot of things. I will go with the flow chart. Okay, so let me go with the flow chart and create it. It is asking for some name. Maybe I say test. Yeah, test. Okay, see, it gives me a basic of one diagram. Maybe I delete this everything and create right from the beginning. Okay, so now you ask and they say you need to log in first. So they say you need to log in. So they say log into some application called ABC. Okay, so log into ABC first, and then they say you need to navigate to some page. So go to navigate to registration. Navigate to registration page. Okay. And then they say now open a purchase order, or for if something like create a purchase order. Create PO. I put in a short term, create purchase order. Then they say open a desktop application and check open desktop client, and then check if you want to check there is a product code present. For checking, it is a diamond. Okay, so product code present. Then if it is yes, then you need to open the ERP application. Okay, so if it is yes, ERP. If it is no, then you check for something. If it is no, then close app. Something like that. Okay, so you saw that how easy it is to create, right? So very similarly, based on the business, whatever you are going to automate, sorry, not you are not going to automate. Sorry, yeah. So whatever business you are going to work as a BA, so you will be creating the flow chart accordingly. Okay, it's very easy. So you will upskill yourself once you are there, and when you are doing couple of process, it will be easy for you. Okay, you will actually master this skill, and there are a lot of tools in the market to create this, and your company also can provide your own tool. Anybody remember which tool you can create this flowchart? Okay, if you don't know any tool, it is okay. You will eventually find it out which is the best tool. Okay. Any question?
Yeah,
But boss,
I
we
thought
can use PowerPoint too, right? For
PowerPoint is the best tool actually. You can use PowerPoint.
yeah. So there are so many tools actually for doing this.
Yeah, in Atlassian itself, there is some tool inside, and generally they will give one tool. I don't remember from top of my head. Everybody use that tool. 90% people use that tool.
Adobe.
No. Let me Google it. I should not forget that as a BA.
Mhm.
Flowchart tool. Jira. There is Lucid Chart. Jira. Miro, and even Canva also you can do. But more than anything, why did I forget that? Visio, sorry, Microsoft Visio.
Visio. Okay.
Visio, yeah, Microsoft Visio is the commonly used tool. Everybody use Visio.
And the way you taught us, like www.draw.io, it's
Yeah.
not bad. It's easy. Like you can just put charts and
that is free actually. You can keep
that's
going.
more good, like better, like free. So
So not like not only as a business analyst, anything you can put all your plans in those kind of the flow chart. It will be easy to understand. So I used to do when I was a developer also, I used to use this flow chart. Before I go into the coding, I put all my logics and idea into the flow chart and then come there. So logically, it will be really good. So that is one thing. Yeah, so we are just crossing beyond the time. So if you have any questions, then we can talk. Otherwise, still lot of things to go in the RPA fundamentals itself. So if I want to give you an assignment, so what you do is go through UiPath Business Analyst Certification Guide. Okay, so this go through this, register to UiPath Business Analyst course, and go through the first chapter.
Sure.
Okay, so whatever I take run today, the reference is from that chapter. You can find most of the information there. Go through that and write one blog. Okay, come up with one blog about one of the topic, right? So what is RPA? What is RPA? Robot, intelligent RPA. Take your own topic and write it. So one of you write about what is RPA Business Analyst. You talk inside yourself. I want you to interact and find out, come up with from today's topic, or how to draw difference between process and procedure, and how to draw a best process design process diagram. Okay, so you saw about what is a process diagram. So how to draw a current state process diagram. One of you take how to draw a best process diagram. One of you can talk about the fundamentals of RPA, and another one takes something else, whatever you like from today's class.
Is that okay, boss? Can you please send an email like what's the assignment? Doesn't matter who will do what, but all the topics, so we can have a look.
Yeah, sure, I'll send it across.
Thank you, boss.
So that is the thing. So you have any questions on today's topic? Are you any difficulties in understanding my talk?
No, absolutely fine. You are a very good teacher.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's good actually. Yeah, all good. Looks like they're this is using in the logistic company, this app. I mean the softwares.
Yeah, see, not only logistic, wherever there is a process and wherever there is manual works involved, everywhere you can apply.
Okay.
Okay.
The sales order, purchase order, the invoicing,
Yeah.
and the process inside.
Yeah.
So it looks like that. So yeah.
Yeah, you got it actually. That is the thing. So, you are relating with logistics and childcare, but
No, I work in the
wherever
logistic company
logistics
actually.
company. Okay.
I
Yeah.
work in the roof tile company, it's a
Okay.
Boral roof tile company.
Oh, okay.
So I work in the customer representative. So we use Epicar. Epicar is the software.
Okay.
So, but not long. It's because of the COVID situation. I just resigned
okay.
the job. Yeah, I couldn't able
Okay.
to continue. But I just when I saw that the flow chart, everything, I understand. Okay, this is that related to that maybe.
Yeah, it is
Mm.
that. So it is not only logistic,
Every
transport, supply
everywhere. Yeah,
chain, and
even
any
Cordina,
yeah,
even the chicken factory.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
we
everything.
can use anywhere, literally anywhere, like
yeah.
everywhere we
Of
can use
course.
that.
Yeah, there are
Yes.
so
Yep.
many business opportunities everywhere. There are so
Yeah.
many manual processes, and nobody knows that RPA can transform it. But when they comes to know, eventually it will reach everybody. Because they are using multiple software, they need to save time and money. So definitely everybody will use it eventually.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's all good.
Yeah, all
Any
good.
other questions?
Just end the recording, please.
Okay, sure. Isha.
I thought like voice, Sumati voice is different. What
Yeah,
happened?
my voice is different because I'm
No,
tired.
no. I thought Sumati because I didn't know that you are here. So I thought Sumati is here. So I was thinking, why Sumati voice is different? Maybe she's sleeping.
Yeah, maybe that's Sumiti ghost coming.
Ghost coming. Yeah, of course. It's night time.
Now you can switch
Yeah.
on camera, so you can interact with.
Maybe
No,
next
I'm
time,
not
Rajnish.
switching camera at the moment.
Oh, sorry. I
Tomorrow.
just did it.
Maybe
With
next
good
time.
makeup, with good hairstyles, yeah.
Good as days. Okay.
I'm just joking.
It's fine.
Yeah, you look
Look
pretty.
I turn on my camera
But
because my teacher said do that. Okay,
Oh,
I
you
just
follow him.
listening. I'm a good listener.
Yeah, that's
We are
because
not
you.
Sumitra, so we'll do it next time.
All right. Uh,
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you give a chance to Rajneesh complain me about that. You are not a good student, yeah?
Oh no, no, not like that. Yeah, we all together.